Jodhpur simmers after Eid clashes. Cries of Allahu Akbar and Hanuman Chalisa reverberate once again. Mobs armed with lathis and stones on a rioting spree. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot appeals for calm. New communal clashes in Jodhpur. The true story of what happened in Jodhpur. Rahul's foreign nightclub videos go viral. Rahul filmed partying at Kathmandu club. "12-second Rahul party video quakes the Congress." Mega face-off after Rahul party video erupts. Jeering BJP labels Rahul a partying time neta. Congress hits back, terms it a personal visit. BJP launches all-out attack on what they call an unserious neta. Rahul nightclub politics. Thanks for being with India Today. This is 5 Live. I'm Shiv Aroor. Let's get you straight to the top stories this Tuesday. Well, after the clashes on the night before Eid celebrations, here's what happened in Jodhpur. I'm going to decode the anatomy of what really took place. Here's a report. Communal tensions grip another Rajasthan city. After Karoli violence, this time it's Jodhpur that's simmering. It all started on Monday night when a mob allegedly tried to remove Hindu flags from the freedom fighter Bal Mukund Bitsa statue for Eid celebrations. The claim is that black tapes were put on the statue. As the news spread, the other side soon landed at the spot and removed the Muslim flag. Loudspeakers were also removed from the spot. It triggered a brawl which soon turned into violent clashes with stone pelting between the two community groups. The police intervened but struggled to contain the communal tension. Reinforcements were called in and the police resorted to a lathi charge, even using tear gas to control the warring mobs. On Tuesday, after Eid prayers, a mob chanting Allahu Akbar faced off with the police, attacking several police personnel. CCTV images accessed by India Today capture miscreants wielding swords, sticks, lathis and stones. The mob also vandalized and torched vehicles. The police once again launched a crackdown on these antisocial elements and resorted to a lathi charge.
यहाँ से जालूगढ़ से ये पत्थर मारते हुए आ रहे थे और यहाँ पे पुलिस वालों को मारा उन्होंने। 2 पुलिस वाले ट्रैफिक वाले खड़े थे, उनको मारा। जब उन्होंने वापस वहाँ पे टेलीफोन किया कि यहाँ पे पुलिस फोर्स भेजिए, इस तरह से हो रहा है, उसके 3 घंटे के बाद 2 घंटे के बाद यहाँ पे पुलिस आई। उसके पहले कोई नहीं आया और सब पत्थर मारते हुए निकलते थे।
भगवा झंडे को हटाकर उन्होंने अपना झंडा लगाया विशेष समुदाय का और मूर्ति पर काले कपड़े बांध दिए गए थे। उससे कुछ लोगों में रोष उत्पन्न हुआ कि ये गलत है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए।
Some of the miscreants were also held by the police. The Jodhpur Commissioner of Police has assured people that the situation for now is under control and under curfew.
हमारे यहाँ पे अभी जो सिचुएशन है अंडर कंट्रोल है। हमने सफिशिएंट जाब्ता लगाया हूँ। अभी हम फ्लैग मार्च के लिए भी निकल रहा हूँ सभी प्रकार से व्यवस्था है। मुझे लगता है हम इसको ये लॉ एंड ऑर्डर स्थिति जो है बनाए रखने के लिए हम इस पे जो भी केस दर्ज होंगे उस पे हम कार्रवाई करेंगे। जो भी अगर कोई गैरकानूनी काम किया है जो जिस पे कानून के खिलाफ है उसके विरुद्ध कानून के तहत कार्रवाई की जाए। मैं यही अपील करूंगा सभी को शांति बनाए रखें।
The Allahu Akbar slogans were met with Hanuman Chalisa chants when an angry group staged a counter-protest against the violence.
इधर एक कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं और पुलिस ने इनको रोक रखा है और इधर मैं कैमरामैन से कहूंगा कि दूसरी तरफ दूसरी कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं जिनको पुलिस रोक रही है। आपस में पत्थरबाजी भी हो रही है और गाड़ियों की भी तोड़फोड़ की गई है। इस समय गजेंद्र सिंह शेखावत, केंद्रीय जल शक्ति मंत्री, पूर्व महापौर घनश्याम ओझा, राज्यसभा सांसद राजेंद्र गहलोत, ये सब लोग पुलिस से भारी मशक्कत कर रहे हैं, बातचीत करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। लेकिन इस समय मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि ये उपद्रवियों ने ये कार को तोड़ा है। इधर दूसरी कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं जो वो नारे लगा रहे हैं, इधर अशोक गहलोत के खिलाफ नारे लग रहे हैं। कुल मिलाकर तनाव है।
Keeping in mind the grim situation in the district, curfew has been imposed in 10 thanas of Jodhpur till the 4th of May midnight. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot is also keeping a close watch on the situation and has urged everyone to maintain peace.
मैं अपील करना चाहूँगा कि तमाम लोग शांति बनाए रखें और तनाव समाप्त करें, क्योंकि ये तनाव हिंसा का माहौल हित में नहीं है जोधपुर वासियों के भी।
Will this communal flare-up hit the prospects of the Gehlot government in the run-up to next year's assembly elections? From Karoli to Jodhpur, where will it happen next?
Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot had been holding deliberations with senior police officials in state capital Jaipur, and the situation, as you can witness right now, is there is an uneasy calm which currently prevails in Jodhpur, and senior officials from the district police and administration are keeping a watch. With camera person Nikhil Sharma and Ashok Sharma, Devankur Vadhavan in Jodhpur for India Today.
And Jodhpur is the third site in Rajasthan in the last few days where communal flare-ups have taken place. First it was Karoli, then it was Alwar, and now it is Jodhpur. Remember, there are elections in Rajasthan at the end of next year, but already the politics over these communal divisions has heated up against the Rajasthan government headed by the Congress's Ashok Gehlot. Take a look. First, Karoli Ram Navami clashes, then unrest over the Alwar temple demolition, and now communal clashes in Rajasthan's Jodhpur. Jodhpur becomes the latest Rajasthan city to bleed, but there's no end to the politics. A war of words is broken out after violent late-night communal clashes and rioting in Rajasthan's Jodhpur on the day of Eid, right after a religious flag was hoisted at the Jalori Gate locality. The opposition was quick to take on the Rajasthan government. The BJP slammed Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot for the clashes that broke out between two communities and criticized the Rajasthan police for failing to control rioting elements.
करौली से लेकर के अन्य स्थानों पर जिस तरह की घटनाएं हुई है और जिस तरह से सुनियोजित रूप से छतों पर से पत्थर जो पहले से एकत्रित किए थे वो पत्थर बरसाए गए, ऐसा प्रतीत होता है कि इसी तरह की मंशा के साथ में तैयारी पहले भी की गई थी। रास्ते में खड़ी हुई गाड़ियों के कांच तोड़े गए, घरों पर पत्थर फेंके गए, दुकानों के शीशे तोड़ दिए गए, लेकिन पुलिस और प्रशासन मौन बना हुआ मूक दर्शक की तरह देख रहा था।
राजस्थान का माहौल खराब करने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है। उसमें सबसे बड़ी विफलता कांग्रेस सरकार की तुष्टीकरण की नीति।
Criticizing something in India or creating a element of doom as if things are not good in the country, but he'll choose to be quiet on, say, Rajasthan. He will not even comment on the dismal state of affairs in Rajasthan or in other Congress-ruled states.
The Jodhpur mayor accused the Congress government of fueling the communal clashes.
वहाँ पे किसी ने दंगा नहीं भड़काया था। जो पत्रकार थे वहाँ पे वो निकल रहे थे, उस समय रात को भजन संध्या थी। वो अंदर से जब बाहर आए हैं, उससे पहले दोपहर में पुलिस वालों ने उनको कहा है कि यहाँ पे परशुराम जयंती के और वो है, जालोरी गेट चौराहे पे आपने भगवे झंडे सजाए हुए हैं, उन्होंने सारे उतारे हैं कि कल नमाज का दिन भी है और ईद भी है, इसलिए ये झंडे हटा देते हैं। और वो ये कह रहे हैं कि बीजेपी दंगे भड़का रही थी, उनको शर्म आनी चाहिए।
Forced on the back foot, the Congress tried to play down the rioting, calling it a small flare-up. The Congress has termed the clash as a pre-poll communal plot by the BJP aimed at diverting attention from issues like the prevalent power crisis.
जोधपुर में स्थिति कंट्रोल में है और जो जिस तरह से दंगा हुआ ये तय कर लेना चाहिए, चाहे हिंदू, मुसलमान, सिख, ईसाई, कांग्रेस, बीजेपी किसी का कार्यकर्ता हो, किसी जाति धर्म का व्यक्ति हो, दंगा फैलाने का, दंगा भड़काने का, दंगा करने का किसी को हक नहीं है।
Their agenda is to put religious and communal divide in the forefront so that the issues of inflation, of unemployment, of progress, of development get relegated to the dustbin.
Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav too has called for calm.
कहीं भी दंगा नहीं होना चाहिए और दंगे को रोकने के लिए मेरी अपील है वहां के जितने भी लोग हैं, इससे कुछ लोगों को लाभ हो सकता है, लेकिन दंगे से समाज का, प्रदेश का और देश का बड़ा नुकसान होता है।
Is Rajasthan the latest tinderbox in a growing communal frenzy? With Devankur Vadhavan in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Bureau Report, India Today. And here are the questions we're asking. Remember, this is a developing story. A curfew has been imposed in Jodhpur right now. The first question we're asking, of course, is who instigated the violence? Who's stoking the violence in Jodhpur? Second question we're asking, is the Gehlot government simply incapable of maintaining law and order? From Karoli to Alwar and now in Jodhpur, is the Gehlot government simply incapable of maintaining law and order? Who should be held responsible for these clashes? Did it begin with one group? Who's responsible? Is there a deliberate attempt to disrupt communal harmony? That's a rhetorical question because clearly there is. There's a pattern, not just in Rajasthan, but nationally as well, but especially in Rajasthan. And are communal clashes being instigated with an eye on election season that's coming up in other parts of the country and in Rajasthan next year? Devankur Vadhavan joins me live from Jodhpur this evening. Dev, curfew imposed after those, pretty disturbing clashes that took place late last night. What is the current situation? What action has the police taken so far? Because right now the big public glare is on the Gehlot government and the Rajasthan police over not having done enough to either preempt or act upon those who may be responsible.
Well, Shiv, there is an uneasy calm which prevails currently in Jodhpur. And this is not just one of the major cities of Rajasthan, it is also the home district of Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. He comes from here. Today is his birthday and the BJP has levelled some serious accusations. I'm just coming out of a press conference held by Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, and he alleged that he in fact drew comparisons mentioning that like when Nero was playing fiddle even as Rome was burning, Rajasthan Chief Minister was busy celebrating his birthday even as his home district was facing communal violence or clashes of the worst kind. Shiv, I have certain people with me right now. They claimed that they were at the receiving end of the attack that happened last night around midnight, and thereafter once again after the namaz that was read out in the morning today. They claimed that there were several people who came from the other side, attacked them without any provocation whatsoever. So I will go straight away, get in some voices and thereafter come back to you. सर आप बताएं, आप बता रहे थे कि आपके सर पर जो चोट आई है, ये अटैक जो हुआ था उसमें कुछ लोगों ने आके आपके ऊपर अटैक किया था?
जी बिल्कुल, पत्थरबाजी कर रहे थे, उस पत्थरबाजी में पत्थर लगाए।
तो कौन थे वो लोग जो मिसक्रिएंट्स थे, किनकी तरफ से अटैक हुआ? क्या वो कहीं बाहर से आए थे या आप लोगों के मतलब मोहल्ले में ही रहने वाले लोग थे?
जो सिलावटों के पास के मुस्लिम बहुल्य इलाका है वहाँ के लोग थे जो नंगी तलवारें लेके हाथ में लाठियां सरिये वगैरह लेके हमला करने के इरादे से दौड़ रहे थे, पत्थरबाजी कर रहे थे।
प्रशासन को आपने बताया कि वो लोग कौन हैं? क्या कुछ आइडेंटिफाई हो पाए हैं वो लोग?
जी, प्रशासन ने उस बारे में जो सीसीटीवी लगे हुए थे वहां से रिकॉर्डिंग ली है और जो एफआईआर दर्ज है उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई कर रही है फिलहाल।
ये बताएं कि यहाँ पर आप आए हुए थे, आपने सीनियर पुलिस ऑफिशियल से मिलने की भी कोशिश की, जयपुर से कई सीनियर पुलिस ऑफिसर्स आए हुए हैं, उनसे मुलाकात हो पाई क्या आप लोगों से? थोड़ा सा आगे आके बात करें।
वो मिलके नहीं गए हैं, वो बाहर से अंदर से मीटिंग करके चले गए। हम लोग इनका इंतजार करते रह गए, हमने उनसे मिलने की चाह, लेकिन वो हमसे बगैर मिलके चले गए।
सर, आज ईद का पर्व है, पर जिस तरह से अटैक हुआ, एक तो बहुत अनफॉर्चुनेट रहा जिस तरह से अटैक हुआ, पर क्या वो बिल्कुल भी विदाउट एनी प्रोवोकेशन था? कौन थे वो लोग? क्या आप लोगों ने कोई आइडेंटिफाई कर पाए उन्हें?
हम आइडेंटिफाइड कर पाए, लेकिन वो बिल्कुल प्लानिंग से थे, वो अल्पसंख्यक से जुड़े हुए थे और हमें ये बिल्कुल आशा नहीं थी कि हमने सोचा कि ईद है, चलो हम अपने काम से बिजी, वो अपने काम से बिजी, लेकिन ये सब उनकी प्लानिंग थी, अनएक्सपेक्टेड।
सर, जोधपुर के 10 थानों के इलाकों में कर्फ्यू लग चुका है, इंटरनेट पर बैन है इस समय, पर ये बताएं कि जो पूरा कौन कौन से इलाके हैं, क्योंकि आप लोकल हैं, कौन कौन से इलाके हैं जो कम्युनल वायलेंस या स्ट्राइफ या जो टेंशन इस समय फेस कर रहे हैं जोधपुर में?
एक्चुअल में एक तो प्रॉपरली हमारा सोनारा के पास और सिलावटा के पास एरिया है, एक जालोरी गेट एरिया है, एक उदय मंदिर एरिया है, एक प्रताप नगर एरिया है, एक मेरती गेट एरिया है और एक नागौरी गेट एरिया है। एक अभी एक न्यूज और मिली है, एक ये न्यारियों का एक हमारा मोहल्ला है, वहाँ पे अभी कुछ समाचार मिले हैं कि वहाँ पे भी इस तरह की घटना अभी हो रही है।
Well, Shiv, I was speaking with several local people and they mentioned to me after the Parshuram Jayanti that was being celebrated 2 days ago, there were several saffron flags which some of the people came last night, the night before Eid, they tried to remove those saffron flags and replace them with flags of green color, after which there were some protests against that, and that is how the communal clashes began. But sir, ये बताएं कि जो communal clashes जो शुरुआत हुई, क्योंकि कुछ झंडे जो थे वो हटाने की कोशिश की गई, उसके बाद शुरू हुए, उसके क्या कुछ घटनाक्रम हुआ, टाइमलाइन अगर आप बता पाए?
सर, रात को जालोरी गेट चौराहे के ऊपर एक मूर्ति लगी हुई है, उस मूर्ति के आसपास भगवा झंडे लगे हुए थे। मुस्लिम समुदाय के कुछ असामाजिक तत्व आए वहां पर और उन लोगों ने उस मूर्ति की आंखों के ऊपर जो है अपना हरा झंडा जो है बांध दिया और जो परशुराम जयंती के बैनर्स थे वो हटाकर और खुद के बैनर लगाने की कोशिश की, लाउड स्पीकर्स हमारे हटा के खुद के लगाने की कोशिश की। तो रात को बहुत ज्यादा वहाँ पे माहौल खराब हुआ था और जब सुबह हम लोगों ने हम हमारे दुकानों पे काम कर रहे थे, स्वर्ण व्यवसायी है, मैं खुद उसी एरिया से आता हूँ, मैं एक अधिवक्ता हूँ और स्वर्ण व्यवसाय के इलाकों में मैं रहता हूँ। तो जो स्वर्ण व्यवसायी अपने दुकानों में काम कर रहे थे, तो सुबह नमाज अदा करने के बाद में कुछ असामाजिक तत्व तलवारें, तेजाब की बोतलें और पत्थर, लोहे के सरिये लेकर निकले। हमारे भाजपा के मंडल अध्यक्ष हैं, उनकी दुकान पे हमला किया, उनके और उनके पिताजी के ऊपर, उनके घर में तलवार लेके घुसने की कोशिश की और उसके बाद जैसे सत्यप्रकाश जी वहाँ बैठे हैं, वो माहौल खराब देखकर अपनी दुकान से निकले और अपनी गाड़ी अंदर रख रहे थे, तो उनके सिर के ऊपर मोमडन्स ने जो है लकड़ी से वार किया। उनका भतीजा बीच में गया, नरेंद्र यहीं कहीं खड़ा है, उसके पेट में लकड़ी डाल दी।
जो कुछ हुआ, क्या कुछ इंस्टिगेट किया गया था किसी को? आपको लगता है क्या जो कुछ, क्योंकि ईद का पर्व था, उसके पहले अगर वो झंडे लगाना चाह रहे थे, ऐसा कुछ हुआ था क्या? सवाल है मेरा आपसे कि वो लगाना चाह रहे थे पर उनको रोका गया हो या फिर उनको मतलब किसी ने किसी तरफ से, क्योंकि आप लोग कह रहे हैं कि वहां से शुरुआत हुई, स्टोन पेल्टिंग हुई, पर किसी प्रकार की कोई प्रोवोकेशन थी क्या?
सर, किसी ने नहीं रोका, वो झंडे लगा रहे थे तो वो लगा सकते थे। जोधपुर जो है शांति का शहर है, अमन का शहर है, और जब आप एक मूर्ति के ऊपर जो भगवा झंडा लगा वो हटाकर आप हरा झंडा लगा रहे हो, आप क्या संदेश देना चाहते हो? कहीं ना कहीं मुख्यमंत्री महोदय का इसमें हस्तक्षेप था, क्योंकि पिछले कई दिनों से वो वन साइडेड मैसेज दे रहा आज उन्होंने अपने जन्म दिवस पर उनके अपने,
आपको लगता है मुख्यमंत्री, क्योंकि उनका ये गृह जिला भी है, उनको खुद को यहाँ पर आना चाहिए था?
सर, मुख्यमंत्री का मूल वोट बैंक जो है वो मुस्लिम वोट बैंक है। जो
वोट बैंक की आप बात, अगर, क्योंकि देखिए हम हिंदू मुस्लिम के नाम पे डिवाइड नहीं करना चाहते, पर मेरा सवाल बड़ा ये है
सर, जो हमारी लोकल एमएलए है मनीषा पवार, हमने उनसे संपर्क किया कि मैडम हमारे साथ ये हो रहा है, आप यहाँ आइए, तो वो वहाँ पे कब आती है? 3 घंटे बाद, कर्फ्यू लगने के बाद कलेक्टर महोदय और कमिश्नर महोदय के साथ में आती है, और एक तरफ हम लोग खड़े हनुमान चालीसा का पाठ कर रहे थे न्याय मांगने के लिए, दूसरी तरफ वो वहाँ पे जो सामने वाला समुदाय है उनके साथ वहाँ खड़ी थी। हमने कहा मैम आप इधर आइए, तो वो सिंगल टाइम भी 1 सेकंड के लिए भी हमारे पास नहीं है पूछने के लिए, ये पट्टियां बंदी भी खड़े हैं, कई लोगों के कपड़े फटे हुए थे।
प्रशासन को लेकर मेरा एक बड़ा सवाल है, क्योंकि जहां पर वायलेंस हुआ कहा जा रहा है कि वहां पर सीसीटीवी कैमरास कई सारे लगे हुए हैं, क्या इसकी वजह से कुछ लोग आइडेंटिफाई कर पाई है प्रशासन, या आपके हिसाब से प्रशासन?
आइडेंटिफाई हुए कुछ लोग, लेकिन अभी प्रशासन ने उनके नाम ओपन नहीं किए हैं। उन्होंने सीसीटीवी चेक किया है, उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग ली है पेन ड्राइव में, लेकिन अभी नाम ओपन नहीं किया है।
प्रशासन की जो कार्यवाही है वो आपको लगता है क्या वो निष्पक्ष है, इम्पार्शियल है, फेयर है अभी तक?
सर, पूरी दुनिया उसी पे कायम रहती है कि न्यायपालिका अपना न्याय सही करेगी, लोगों को यही उम्मीद है।
जिला प्रशासन की बात कर रहा हूं मैं।
जिला प्रशासन भी अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश करेगा, हम यही उम्मीद करते हैं।
सर,
पक्षपात ना हो।
सर, मैं एक अधिवक्ता हूँ और फाइल देखने के बाद हमें पता चल जाता है कि पुलिस ने किसके फेवर में कार्रवाई की है। और मैं विश्वास के साथ कह सकता हूँ कि सरकार कांग्रेस की है और कांग्रेस ने जिस तरीके से हमारे साथ भेदभाव किया है, तो निष्पक्ष रूप से वो जो है हमारे खिलाफ कार्रवाई करेगी।
You know, Shiv, some of the major questions, as even you pointed out, who those people were who created trouble out there. Another important question is that after the trouble that was fomented last night around midnight, how is it that the police failed to apprehend those miscreants, those troublemakers, and how is it that a repetition of that trouble happened in the morning after the namaz was read? So why is it that the police once again was unable to control the situation in the morning after the last night's communal violence? So some serious questions that the district administration has to answer, which the Gehlot government has to answer. And after Karoli, once again the BJP has latched upon this issue. Yes. And asking some serious probing questions from the Gehlot government in Rajasthan.
Dave, thanks very much for that ground report. There's a curfew still in force there, and as you can see from the tone and tenor of those we're speaking to on the ground there, things are still very, very sensitive. Dave, stay safe. We'll keep coming back to you. Things are still very tense there in Jodhpur. Jodhpur is the latest, and I just want to refresh our viewers' minds about the non-stop spate of communal flare-ups. Now, we're not saying they're all linked, but is there a sense that there is a pattern to what's actually going on at this point of time? That's the big question. It started in Karoli, where, you know, Hindu New Year procession was allegedly targeted, so that was also in Rajasthan. Then it went on April 10th to Khargon in Madhya Pradesh, where a Ram Navami procession was pelted with stones. April 10th, the same day, Himmatnagar, Khambat, Dwarka in Gujarat, where a Ram Navami party was attacked there as well. Same day, Lohardaga and Bokaro in Jharkhand, where stones were apparently hurled at a Ram Navami procession there. Howrah in West Bengal clashes once again on Ram Navami on that same particular day. Again on Ram Navami, JNU campus in Delhi clashes over the eating of non-veg food took place again on Ram Navami. Jahangir Puri, of course, we all remember, in the national capital, happened on April 16th. There was violence during a Hanuman Jayanti rally. April 16th, Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh, stone pelting between two groups. April 16th in Hubli in Karnataka, where a mob attacked a police station over an anti-Muslim post. Same day in Haridwar in Uttarakhand, stone pelting during a Shobha Yatra. May the 3rd, Jodhpur, Rajasthan, violence over flags and loudspeakers. So if you look at the entire country at this point of time, since the beginning of April, you have all these places, from Rajasthan to Jharkhand to West Bengal to Uttarakhand to Delhi to Andhra Pradesh to Karnataka to Maharashtra, where these flare-ups have been taking place. So I just wanted to show you how far and how big the spread is all across India. And we will continue to treat each of those stories individually, but continue to ask the question over whether there is a larger pattern to what's going on. Rahul Gandhi has been away from the country for many weeks now, supposedly on some kind of a vacation. But his first public appearance after that vacation was not here in India, but at a nightclub in Kathmandu. He's in Nepal to attend the wedding of a friend, but these images of him in a nightclub in Nepal's capital have gone viral here in India and become the centerpiece of a fearsome, coordinated all-round attack on him by, you guessed it, the BJP. Take a look.
Rahul Gandhi at a popular Kathmandu nightclub, Lord of the Drinks. Seen having some leisurely moments in company of a woman, chatting casually. Rahul attended the wedding ceremony of his journalist friend Sumnima Udas at Marriott Hotel in Kathmandu, a tour termed as a personal visit. But this seemingly innocuous 12-second video sparked a massive political controversy. The BJP went all guns blazing against the Congress MP, calling out Rahul for misplaced priorities, branding him a partying time neta who merely tweets while partying abroad. Several BJP leaders tweeted the viral video. BJP's Kapil Mishra wondered if Rahul was hobnobbing with Chinese agents in Kathmandu. BJP also claimed that Rahul was even partying during the 26/11 attacks.
राहुल गांधी जी हैं, इनका दिक्कत क्या है? ये फुल टाइम पर्यटन और पार्ट टाइम जो है वो पॉलिटिकल पाखंड। तो ये फुल टाइम जो पर्यटन करता हो, पार्ट टाइम पॉलिटिकल पाखंड में लगाओ, परिश्रम में लगाओ, तो परिश्रम में भी ये सब दिखाई पड़ता है उनका। तो जब तक ये फैमिली फोटो फ्रेम में फिक्स ये पार्टी और पप्पू के चोचले और परिवार के घोंसले में ऐसी सिमटी रहेगी, तभी इस तरह का उसकी जगहसाई होती रहेगी।
सवाल यह है कि राहुल गांधी कहां पर हैं और किसके साथ हैं। सवाल ये भी है कि क्या चाइना के एजेंटों के साथ राहुल गांधी पार्टी कर रहे हैं? क्या राहुल गांधी जो ट्वीट करते हैं या संसद में जो भाषण देते हैं चाइना के पक्ष में और भारत की सेना के खिलाफ, क्या वो इन्हीं लोगों के दबाव में दिया जाता है जिनके साथ वो पार्टी करते हुए दिख रहे हैं? देश विरोधी जो एजेंडा राहुल गांधी के द्वारा पुश किया जा रहा है, क्या उसके पीछे चाइना है?
अच्छी बात है, पार्टी तो कर ही सकते हैं वो। अब वो किसके साथ पार्टी करें उसमें हम लोगों को क्या एतराज है? हम लोग तो पार्टी का काम करते हैं, वो पार्टी करते हैं, इतना ही अंतर है।
The Congress put its weight behind Rahul Gandhi, lashing out, saying that attending weddings is not a crime. Congress also launched a personal attack on Prime Minister Narendra Modi without naming him, accusing him of abandoning his wife.
इसका जवाब क्यों नहीं दे रहे कि देश के लोग दूध क्यों नहीं खरीद पा रहे, दाल क्यों नहीं खरीद पा रहे, सब्जी क्यों नहीं खरीद पा रहे, शिकंजवी क्यों नहीं पी पा रहे? पर आपको राहुल गांधी जी को गाली देने से फुर्सत मिले, वो प्रधानमंत्री हूं या भाजपा के नेता हूं।
Mr. Gandhi is on a private visit to attend a marriage in Kathmandu, and there is a media person's correspondent's wedding. Therefore, he has been there to attend that marriage. What is the harm in attending a marriage?
While Rahul is partying in Kathmandu, the challenges for Congress party are constantly rising. A humiliating loss in Punjab, uncertainty over who leads the party, open dissent by G23 netas, and back-to-back crises in Rajasthan. But the woes for Rahul don't end there. Rahul's Amethi nemesis Smriti Irani visited the Congress MP's turf, Wayanad, on a day when Rahul's video of partying went viral, rubbing in the missing MP narrative. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, it can be nobody's case that Rahul Gandhi doesn't have the right to party, to go on vacation. Nobody is ever going to judge him on that. But at the same time, nobody can stop the politics that has erupted over here because it plainly looks bad. Take a look at why I personally think this is embarrassing to the Congress party, and any reasonable person would probably think the same. For one, remember that Rahul Gandhi's own party has been sniping at Prime Minister Modi on his foreign visits, including the one that just began. They said that so many things are happening in the country and Narendra Modi is off on another foreign visit. Second, after vacationing for all these weeks, Rahul Gandhi has been missing in action for all these weeks, where he's been holidaying somewhere in Europe allegedly. His first public appearance in the country is not even in the country, it's in a nightclub in Nepal. So it just looks bad perceptionally. Number three, the reason why it is so embarrassing and harming the Congress is that it gives the BJP ammunition to sort of turn the tables on the Congress party. The Congress would say this is like a diversionary tactic. Indeed so, it gives the BJP ammunition to divert from the real issues in the country and focus that attention on Rahul Gandhi. Number four, it bogs down the Congress's communication machinery, its social media machinery, its MPs, etc. They have to drop their important work and spend all their energy defending Rahul Gandhi, which is a terrible waste of valuable opposition resources at a time when the Congress is very, very feeble and weak. Number five, Point number 5, it forces the Congress to rally its precious opposition energy and resources to defending Rahul Gandhi. You know, it's the same thing. Why waste all that energy on defending Rahul Gandhi when you can spend it on, you know, trying to hold the government accountable on many legitimate issues in this country right now. Number 6, it allows the BJP to say, we told you so, about this perception that Rahul Gandhi is an unserious politician, a part-time politician or a partying politician, as the BJP is kind of very jeeringly and rudely saying about Rahul Gandhi. So the Congress has every reason to feel sensitive, but this is huge fodder, no matter which way you slice it, for unverified innuendo that explodes virally. That's the reason why many BJP leaders are saying, who is this Chinese woman? You know, giving the impression that Rahul Gandhi is liaising with some Chinese diplomat, etc., which, you know, there are many verifications that have not come in on any of the big claims that are being made about that video, but those go viral in the river of virality that these videos have made possible. And finally, this reminds the Congress voter base of Rahul's part-time priorities. There are so many things happening, but the only time Rahul makes the news is when he's partying somewhere or is away from the country. So those are very real hard facts. And remember, here on India Today, we don't take sides, we don't hold anybody's brief. Rahul Gandhi is fully entitled to his personal time, his private space, his privacy, partying, weddings, whatever it is. He's got that space. But what is the impact on his party? What is the impact on perception? And what is the impact on the Congress's opposition vitality to take on the BJP in another big election season that's coming up, especially at a time when Rahul Gandhi is already viewed as an unserious ad hoc politician? Joining me live now is Manikam Tagore. He's a Congress Member of Parliament from Tamil Nadu. He is part of Rahul Gandhi's inner circle, someone who is close to Rahul Gandhi and frequently is fielded, as he is today, to defend a person considered to be the de facto chief of the Congress party. Mr. Tagore, many thanks for being with us. I know this is a tricky, uncomfortable story to have to come out and speak out about, so I thank you for being with me. But your first reactions, Mr. Tagore, to Rahul Gandhi coming under such fierce attack from the BJP over what would appear to be a pretty innocuous thing, but has become viral at this time.
Thank you, Shiv. The main issue is that BJP has a tactics to divert from the real issues. The real issues are the petrol prices 110 rupees, diesel prices at 100 rupees, LPG prices at 1000 rupees, no power available, 4 hours to 8 hours power is not there. All sections of people are suffering, but they want to divert to an issue which is a private function. When he goes for Mr. Gandhi, when he went for a marriage of a CNN correspondent in Kathmandu on the invitation of her father. For it is a very unfortunate thing that BJP does politics on every issue of anybody's attending wedding reception. Also is a mistake by Mr. Gandhi. Means what they wanted to convey to the world as well as the people. And senior ministers are jumping into it is a very, very sad state. They should concentrate this concentration on the issues which I raised it, which Mr. Gandhi has raised in Parliament and in the public forums. They are not ready to solve the real issues. They just want to divide people and divert from the real attention from the pain of people. That is the thing.
But Mr. Tagore, you know, after sort of quote unquote missing in action for all these days, he's been abroad. You know, nobody blames him for that. The BJP, of course, attacks him. But, you know, after being away during this very important time for your party, you know, isn't it embarrassing for persons like you having to, you know, drop everything and, you know, spend all your time now bogged down defending Rahul Gandhi for something like this?
No, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is the person who has always raised these issues in the whole parliament session also, and he was campaigning outside also, and he has been the person who is asking the questions, the straight questions to the government on the people's issue. And he has always stood against this government's atrocities towards the other people and particularly the marginalized. when we speak about these issues, Mr. Gandhi was a week or something is away from Delhi, and 6th and 7th he is in Telangana. He's coming for a tour to meet the farmers in Telangana and other party functionaries in Telangana. He has always stood with the party, and whenever party wanted, he has stood for it. Therefore, there is no grievance from our part that he is not there. But we know that the BJP's equilibrium as well as the ecosystem wants to raise that thing that he is not there, he is not there. But he is always available whenever the party wanted. Mr. Gandhi has done padayatras, has campaigned in every election, whatever we may be losing. But he has always been consistent in standing for the party and with the party in all issues.
No, but Mr. Tagore, your party, itself has been attacking Modi, including right before his current trip to Europe, saying that, when all this stuff is happening in India, Modi is off on another foreign visit. I mean, in the Prime Minister's case, he's on official work. It's not a personal visit. So why are you surprised that Rahul Gandhi is coming under attack for partying at this so-called serious time, as the Congress says?
Yeah, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is the former Congress president, and he is a member of parliament and member of CWC. For whatever responsibility he is assigned from the party leadership, he does it. For every state, he has been to Gujarat a few months before when they invited him, and he's stated he's planning again to go to Gujarat. And here we had invited in Telangana. I'm in charge. Therefore, we had invited him for Telangana in the 4th April meeting also, and he has confirmed it for the 6th and 7th. Therefore, we are prepared. He is always there, and he is whenever these kind of personal weddings and others, when he is going. This also, if somebody makes it as a political issue, it is very, very unfortunate. What else we can say? Nepal is not Pakistan. Nepal is a friendly country with India, and he has gone to ambassador's family wedding. Means we should also always think in a positive way, but we know that the RSS and BJP mindset is to find fault with Mr. Gandhi because he is not a Godse Bhakt. Therefore, they will always find fault in Mr. Gandhi's whatever private or personal things or the public things, whatever he does it, they will find fault, and 5 to 10 ministers will jump on it, and they will always ask questions about which is irrelevant to the people of India.
No, but Mr. Tagore, I can't help but ask, at a time when Rahul Gandhi ought to be, doubling up as a full-time politician, putting on hold clubbing and partying and holidaying, perhaps, and this is just one view, considering that the Congress is in such disarray, every last ounce of his energy should be poured into resurrecting the party, galvanizing the forces, rallying the troops for another election season that's coming up. He once again just hands an issue to the, to the BJP and the, the so-called Sanghis, as you put it, on a platter. There's no wonder that your leader is coming under attack in this manner. So my question to you is, hasn't this demoralized and sort of embarrassed Congress cadres, the fact that Rahul Gandhi provides this fodder to his detractors and critics to attack him in this way? Are they demoralized?
No, we don't get embarrassed. One thing is that what is our responsibility? Mr. Gandhi is not the Congress president. Mr. Gandhi is a CWC member and the MP from Wayanad. Therefore, his responsibility is to, whatever party leadership asks, he has to do it. For example, my responsibility as an MP and as an in charge in Telangana is my work. There is no, I can take vacations and I can go. I'd gone on a vacation and come back with my family to Kerala. Therefore, these are all personal things. Let us be very clear that everybody needs to have their spaces also. Mr. Gandhi has always, whenever, I'll repeat again and again, whenever the party has asked him to campaign in states, wherever we were losing so badly also, he has worked very hard. It may be in any state, you take it any state, he has worked he has given his full time, and he has whatever the party in the state leadership or the party wanted him to do, he has always done it. It is unfortunate that the ecosystem of BJP, particularly those people who are around the BJP power structure, always finds faults with Mr. Gandhi's every action. For example, yesterday he has gone for a wedding reception, and they are showing it as if it is some Chinese wedding or Chinese party or something. This kind of lies being spread by BJP is not new to India. It has been practiced, but people are not going to believe it. And we are very clear that Mr. Gandhi has always been available whenever the party wanted to do any kind of work. It may be Padayatra, it may be public meeting, it may be traveling to the deep interiors of any kind of these things, wherever, it may be Unnao, or it may be wherever things has happened, wherever women or children are insulted, or minority community people have been insulted, he has been there whenever they have been in distress.
But my submission would be that occasions like this blunt the weapons that the Congress has against the BJP, because like you rightly said, it gives all of Rahul Gandhi's critics a chance to divert from any real issues that may exist. And I must also submit, Mr. Tagore, that it can't only be the ecosystem. Of course, the ecosystem is very powerful. You know, the BJP ecosystem that's always trying to portray Rahul Gandhi as foolish, as ad hoc, as unserious, as someone who's a part-time politician. This only kind of reinforces that entire image. But apart from that, my final question to you is that the politician who defeated Rahul Gandhi in Amethi in 2019, Smriti Irani, is currently in Wayanad. I don't know if that's a coincidence on the day when these videos have come out, but she has, from Wayanad, attacked Rahul Gandhi, saying, where is Rahul Gandhi, painting him as a, you know, a runaway politician, a person who's missing in action. What did you make of that?
Not at all. Not at all. In reverse, I'll see. I was speaking to young friends in the age group of 20 to 30 in the afternoon in a Zoom conference, and they were very much excited that Mr. Gandhi has gone for a wedding, and with the music and others, he's seeing that. Therefore, it has its imaginary place to the other people in a different way, and we know that BJP will always do this kind of things. And Mrs. Smriti Irani ji, as a Honorable Minister of Textiles, should do some kind of good work for Wayanad also. She should not discriminate Wayanad on the from her ministry, because whatever child and welfare, women and child ministry, whatever she is holding the portfolio, she should see to it that the women and child of Wayanad are not discriminated by her or by her ministry. And she, as Union Minister, as she is representing the Government of India, that she is welcome to go to any constituency in India, and she has gone to Wayanad. Is also a good thing that after 3 years she has seen, first time she may be seeing Wayanad. Good that she is, as a central minister, she has gone to see Wayanad, and she should come to Virudhunagar also, which she has never come. I can invite her to Virudhunagar also, to visit Virudhunagar and address our issues with the women child in my constituency also.
Thank you very much, Manikam Tagore, Congress Member of Parliament from Tamil Nadu, someone who is said to be very close to Rahul Gandhi, defending Rahul Gandhi on a particularly embarrassing day for the Congress party. Remember, here on India Today, let me remind all of our viewers, this is not about attacking Rahul Gandhi for his right to party. This is about the politics that has been made possible as a result of these videos going viral. We do not judge one way or the other. We only report what's happening. At the same time, let's remind all of our viewers that this isn't the first time that Rahul Gandhi has been quote-unquote missing in action at inopportune times for the Congress party. Remember, in December 2021, when Rahul visited Italy just before assembly polls to the 5 states. November 2021, month-long trip to London by Rahul Gandhi just ahead of the big Parliament winter session. December 2020, foreign visit by Rahul Gandhi for New Year's. He skipped the Congress's Foundation Day, and that was, heavy with implication as well. December 2019, a few months after the big election defeat, Rahul visited South Korea during the Congress's anti-CAA protests. December 2019, Rahul visited South Korea, skipping the last leg of the Jharkhand poll campaign. October 2019, he travelled abroad for meditation during the Congress's stir against the Modi government. There are many more examples, but these are just some of a few. It's something to think about. You can't have the cake and eat it too. If you want to be taken seriously as a politician, stop giving your detractors such heavy ammunition to attack you in this manner. Can Rahul be a full-time politician is a question not just his critics are asking, but remember the huge voter base that the Congress still enjoys in the country. Something to think about.